Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Vibe with 5 is back. And just a reminder, we are still running the competition for one lucky winner to come into the 5 studios, meet the Vibe with 5 team and watch the episode live. That's right. For a chance to be entered into the competition, download the LiveScore app and sign up to the LiveScore 6. The winner will be announced on the 9th of October. So click the LiveScore link on the top right and in the description, whatever one works for you, below for a chance to win.
This weekend, LiveScore 6 are again offering you the chance to win £250,000. All you need to do is predict the scores of the 6 selected matches and the jackpot could be yours.
Last week, you guys did well with 2 correct scores, but this week, I'm going to help you with even more for your chosen charity. So download the LiveScore app and sign up to the LiveScore 6, which is free to play. Predict the 6 scorers for a chance to win big.
Only in the UK and Ireland, and you have to be over 18 to enter. Full T's and C's apply. Tune in to the end of the show, and we will be sharing our LiveScore 6 predictions for this week.
It's a Vibe with 5, and you already know this.
My man's got some bass in his voice back, and you've been quiet for the last month, my friend. Huh?
Right then, I'll start. Seeing as
much.
though Joel doesn't want to start. Welcome back to Vibe with 5. Rio's missing in action, so we've brought Ash from the flagship podcast of whatever this is, and we've joined Joel.
First of all, have you guys got a name yet for your podcast?
Yeah, Head's gone.
Head's gone. Oh, we settled with Head's gone, yeah?
Settled on it, and that's it.
Inspired by you.
You can find it on Spotify and everything, and it's under the name Head's Gone.
Well, no, because they didn't put it out under Head's Gone last week. So we're doing some corrective training with them, and it should be sorted out.
But it's official, though.
Yeah, that's the name.
Okay, guys.
The name we came up with originally, actually.
Really? And then you went around the houses, and then you ended up where you started.
Yeah, then we picked one, and then we didn't like it, and then we changed it.
Ah, man, it's a good show. All right, guys, let's talk about
That's the flagship show of this channel.
It really is. I think. Have you noticed how close we are to 1 million subscribers since Ash has come on?
I've said it.
No, honestly, it's actually mad.
I've said it in the past.
It's mad.
I don't want to keep saying the same thing.
All right, cool. Do you want to start off at Burnley, where they were very unlucky against Manchester United, dominating in possession, 62% to 38%.
Wait.
4 shots on target each. You would think that they wouldn't, but
Possession's important, is it?
It is. 12 shots versus 11. I'm surprised on none.
Johnny Evans.
That's what we.
Strings.
That's the story of the game, I think.
Unbelievable. 35-year-old.
I'm happy for him, man.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I didn't see it coming.
He was garbage on pre-season as well. I love Johnny Evans, but you got to be real. No one was looking at that performance against Wrexham. By the way, they got a stinking this weekend, didn't they, off Stockport? No one was looking at that result again, or that performance from Johnny Evans against Wrexham. He must have been pulling out 10 out of 10s in training, because what we actually saw in the games, you'd have said, hey, nice to see you. Where are you going next season? You wouldn't have
Yeah, but it's a bit irrelevant pre-season. I know you've discussed it. We've discussed it. It don't matter. He just knows. I'm happy for him because he's come in. It's his type of game. Do you know what I mean? He's got a lot. He had a bit to do. The assist was mad as well. Let's have that right. The assist was mad. Yeah,
weaker foot.
If that's De Bruyne or someone pulling that out, we're all getting excited.
That's true.
Di Canio vibes on the goal.
Yeah.
Mad goal.
Yeah.
I just needed a win. Manchester United just needed to win. I in my opinion, scrap the analysis of the game. They needed to win that game one way or another.
And a clean sheet's a real good one for that as well, especially with the mix-up of defence that we had.
This is now United's 3rd win of the season, so they've moved up to 8th.
I think we're actually 9th at the minute after the results.
But no, to be fair, look, Ash is right. United just needed to win, man. Honestly, because it would have been it was a tough week for you guys. Yes, it was a close one against Bayern, but I think the whole club is at a stage where I'm sick and tired of Rio coming on talking about communication, this communication, that. I think there's issues all around the club and stuff like that. But if United didn't get a win, I think the pressure would have started on Erik ten Hag. Seriously.
Yeah, because this was a game where it's that for Manchester United as a club, it's a must. You just have to go to Burnley and win. Doesn't matter. I don't care what Burnley side is. You're right, bro.
Exactly.
Microphone's not all strung up.
Okay.
Got to fix that.
Are you happy with that? Are you all right now?
I'm all right now, yeah.
Go on then. Go true.
I agree. Ultimately, this was about getting the game won, and we did allow Burnley to have a lot of possession. And I think maybe we learned something a little bit from the Brighton games where There was single man presses and it wasn't coordinated. And Brighton want you to do that. Brighton literally will stand there and wait for you to press. And we didn't really do that with Burnley. We know Burnley want to try and play through the centre, so we just let them have it. I think their keeper had like 60 odd passes. So the keeper, the two centre halves, you lot have the ball. We'll try and drop off a little bit and have the shape. It's not really dominating you when you're dominating it with your goalkeeper and your centre halves. The worry is if your 6 and your 8s have start, getting creeping up towards 100 passes. That's when you've been popped. So it wasn't massively a threat. They had a lot of shots, but there was a lot of sighters. There was a lot of rangy ones. It wasn't loads. There was a couple, but there wasn't loads where you think probably should have scored that. But United were disjointed and poor, I thought, with the ball still. It feels to me like he's flipped to this 4-4-2 diamond formation, waiting for Amrabat to come in. And I know loads of people were complaining about, people were complaining as soon as they saw the team sheet because people are going, what are we doing? He's put Mabry in, give him a start on the back of some like bright substitute performances. I think most people are right, okay, cool with that. But you can't ask Mabry to get 80 passes out of the game today. You're not going to ask him to be the one taking it from the defence and moving it up. You're not going to do that. He's probably seen how overrun Casemiro has been, played alongside Eriksen, and he's gone, let me just throw some bodies in there. McTominay should be doing a lot more, both defensively and with the ball. I think he's just been so poor every single time he's run out for us this year. And I don't think his performances warranted a start, which shows you how desperate we are, because I'm sure Ten Hag's seeing this and isn't thinking, he's doing fine, I'll just keep playing him. I think he's literally got no other option. Now, we did see Amrabat. We didn't see him at all on the ball.
All I saw is that he conceded like a free kick or something like that.
That was all he did. He didn't get on the ball. And he came on at left back.
That's mad. Yeah, what was that about?
We've got no defenders, Joel.
That's mad.
Everyone's getting injured or ill or whatever, so getting a result like this in the circumstances is real good. I think Ash is right. The analysis doesn't need doing. Yeah. The 4-4-2 diamond thing, I hope once Amrabat starts starting, you then start to see Manchester United doing what Ten Hag is wanting us to do with Amrabat, because he'll make Casemiro look like Casemiro again, because he's been a worry this year.
If I give you 5 issues at Manchester United right now.
There's still 38 left to figure out.
I know, but I just want you to name me the top 5 issues that you think are happening at United. Start with 5, go to 1. Because
1, I think the accumulation of games. Now, what happened with Liverpool last season, can you remember? They had a load of injuries, they completely fell off and they struggled. They sorted it out round about after Christmas and actually finished the league quite strong and pushed. Did they finish 5th? They pushed quite hard towards the end. Now, what were Liverpool in last year? Every cup competition until the end, which they'd love telling everyone about. Manchester United have just done the same, and I would argue with a smaller squad, with a World Cup in the middle of it, with the biggest pre-season, most unnecessary pre-season that anyone's seen. And I mentioned this last time I was on. Dean Saunders said he looked at United's pre-season. This is at the start of the season. Dean Saunders nailed this, absolutely killed it. He said he's looked at the start of the pre-season and he's looked at the distance we've got to travel and the number of games we've got, and he said that's begging for injuries. And then what's happened? The season started. Luke Shaw's injured, Varane's injured, Martinez is injured, Wan-Bissaka is injured. We've signed Haaland and Amrabat, who have been injured in the middle of this. Like our 3rd and 4th choice players are now getting injured. Like the injury crisis is a madness. Like I don't know if the commercial department ran it. I can't imagine Ten Hag was like, yeah, let's play games 8 hours away. Like,
but so what was the point of splitting it then, the tour and stuff like that? Was
splitting
that
what?
Because you split your tour as well, though, didn't you?
Well, they took some youngsters over to go and get some games, and the youngsters did play some of the games. So it wasn't the case that all players played all games, but there was a lot of players like made up the bench and stuff. So there's a lot of travel involved, and there's a lot of time zone involved, which can take a while to adapt back to. And we started the tour earlier than anybody else with the games in Oslo and Edinburgh before we went on the tour, and then we finished it with another one at Old Trafford and another one in Dublin after the whole American tour. When you look at what other clubs, look at what the likes of City are doing. I think City did 4. And their squad's twice the depth of ours, at least, isn't it?
Do you reckon he was doing that tactically instead of...
No, I reckon he was told, if you want players signing, then we have to do this. But I don't think the financial benefit of... Like, it must take... United do not travel cheap, do they? And the hotel, like to rent out entire hotels can't be cheap. So whatever the cost is to go to any of these places, with the security, with the logistics, with everything that's required for United, to go to any of these places, the commercial benefit for them has got to be negligible. Versus like finishing one place higher in the Premier League. One place higher in the Premier League probably wipes out all the money you would have got on pre-season. So what's the point? The prize money for winning one cup competition wipes it out. What's the point?
Ash, do you reckon injuries is on that list?
He's on the list of the
for United.
Yeah, of course.
Because
yeah.
obviously they got loads of issues, but top five.
I think that's because I think if Eric Ten Hag could get his 11 out that he would want, it would look a lot different. They would look a lot different, as in the team, the way they're playing. I also agree with Steve on the pre-season thing. I think we spoke about it on our show, but it's not great as a player from a player's perspective. All that travel, and you come back, and it took you a while to feel like yourself again. So it's the same for the players, if not worse, because they're playing on top of it as well.
Have you, before you carry on, sorry, have you had like bad experiences during pre-seasons, or where you thought, why they got me doing this?
Not that much, because we never played for a team that was as big commercially as Manchester United. But we've had ones where there's been a lot of games and a lot of travel in America and stuff with Swansea, and it's hard work. Everyone knows what's traveling just takes it out of you. So again, the injury situation might not have occurred if there weren't so much going on in pre-season for them. And I also agree from the club's point of view. I don't understand. Sometimes you send your players to the other side of the world for whatever reason it might be, in terms of to let other people see your team, get new fans, get money, whatever it might be. But at the end of the day, then you're going to moan when the team don't perform in the season. Maybe communicate. I don't know those conversations, but maybe communicate with the manager and say, what do you want to do this pre-season? Or we're going to have to go away somewhere. We're going to have to go here, but how do you want to work it? I'm sure you wouldn't have come up with what they did. Do you know what I mean? So just leading into the season, I'm sure he wouldn't have asked for that. Whereas Pep might have had a bit more control over what they did.
Don't need that extra few $100,000 which they might have gotten. I think when you look at United's specific situation, we ran into the end of the season on fumes. We were already carrying a fair few injuries towards the back end of the season with the likes of Martinez. Varane had only recently just come back anyway. We had, from Christmas onwards, I don't think anybody in Europe played as many matches as Manchester United because of the number of competitions that we were involved in. That's obviously on the back end of a World Cup, which we had a lot of players that were involved in. I know a lot of the Premier League did, but when you compound that with the fact that we didn't toss all the competitions off like Arsenal did, we actually ran through and got more and more games in. We were playing every 3 days for what felt like about 4 months. Then the close season's actually shorter because the World Cup was in the middle of it. So the close season where you can go on holiday and stuff, that wasn't even as long. The lads were back in pre-season earlier. Then you're back playing within 10 days of that. It was absolutely carnage. And I think from a sports science point of view, I think sometimes sports science can be a bit soft and maybe not really understand the resilience that the players do actually have. But I think looking at from January to now, for Manchester United, the mileage, or even throw December in there, for the mileage covered, the travel done, the amount of games played, and it was reliant on a lot of very key players. Like Casemiro, when he got injured last season, he was forced back into the team because there was nobody else. You can't tell me now, looking at his performances, that there's not at least an element of that.
Yeah, but he missed a few games last season, though, did he? Not like 8 or something like that. It's just like he took a few holidays. So
he was suspended for a little bit, but he was also injured for a little bit. And this is a player that when he's had that at Real Madrid, they can take him out because they've got other players that they can throw in. So I just think I think that's the number one reason.
So we've got injuries, pre-season. Right.
No, I put the
injuries and pre-seasons together.
I think that whole thing.
4 more reasons to come.
It's not excuses. It's not excuses. I think we've obviously spent money, but we've not recruited. And I think that we saw with what we did with Christian Eriksen last year.
So poor recruitment, because I want that to be clear, because I don't want you to you have said it. I feel
like he's writing it down for future reference.
No. Oh, can I have my Arsenal notebook as well, actually, whilst we're here? Excuse me, please. Can someone... Because I'm going to
be when you're older.
He's taking notes. He's taking notes on what you said in September. September.
We didn't bring in Amrabat until the very end of the window. We got him on loan for whatever reason. Reguilon's looked really good since we brought him in. Could we not have give Alvaro Fernandez that opportunity? That's what the academy is meant to be there for. The kid impressed on pre-season, and then you just give him the bullet and bring in some Spurs player on loan who's actually looked like one of our best players. So poor recruitment, because we've got Amrabat and Haaland in. Both of them have got back injuries. Nice one. They weren't available for pre-season. They've only just joined the team once we've kicked off the Premier League. That can't be ideal for players that are going to be in the spine of the team. It's a very important position. Your striker, your centre mids, your centre halves, that spine of the team, very important. And we've basically swapped out the entire spine of the team with a new striker, new midfield, and a new keeper. And there's essentially been a new centre half partnership because Varane and Martinez are both injured. So you've again going back into the injuries a little bit, but the recruitment's been poor. We spent a lot of money on Mount, and we don't actually 100% know whereabouts he fits into the team. Could that not have been better served with another forward?
What was the first game of the season, Manchester United?
Wolves, isn't it?
Yeah, Wolves 1-0.
First game of the season. What was glaringly obvious? Mount played that, didn't he? Yeah, what was glaringly obvious to me was Casemiro can't do the one. No. He can't do a one with a two ahead, right? So that problem's... Fred's gone. McTominay's not in favour or whatever. Where's the legs? So it has to be... So
Still
even if Mount's playing now, like we seen against Bayern Munich the other day, the Eriksen, Fernandes, Casemiro, doesn't work for me at all. Most teams have got 2 10s or people, they're going to end up in that position. Casemiro can't do both sides of the pitch. That's a fact. He's one of the best for me, but he can't do both sides of the pitch. No. He's not the one to do, he can't cover all that ground. So it's not like Bissouma, and do you know what I mean? Like he just doesn't, you can't do that anymore. Yeah. So even if you got all your players, apart from Amrabat, if Amrabat slides in and like you say, then you see the best of Casemiro, then great. But if you're going to go with a one holder, which is Casemiro, and 2 midfielders, I just think you've got, that team has problems every time they're going to go with that. And then that's where, as much as people can say whatever they want about Fred and McTominay and whatever,
well, but Fred, certain games, he's going to come. He's going to sweep up. He's going to follow those players to the toilet. He's just going to City game is the perfect example.
Never came off the pitch with a dry shirt. I'll tell you that for free.
But he just covers holes. He covers people, and I think that's lacking. So even if you've got your players, bar Amrabat, who hopefully comes in and does something like that, that just looked wrong from day one. The midfield shape just was wrong from day one.
What's the third one?
I think the ownership, and I know you'd be like, ownership, but I do think the ownership's an issue. Because what?
He's looking at me. You're looking at him.
It is an issue because ultimately, a year ago, the Glazers said they were going to sell, and they ain't. So you as a manager, how can you pitch to new recruits? How can you talk to players about new contracts? How can you sell what's happening with the club when you actually don't know who the owner's going to be next Friday?
Yeah.
I think that's I think it's a genuine issue, and I think people will downplay it because it's United, but ultimately, there will be a tidal wave, monsoon of positivity if the Glazers go, regardless of who it is. So when you're trying to pitch to come play for United, all right, cool. Well, I see the Glazers are in charge. What's different now under the last 10 years? Oh, nothing. Like, nothing's different. Right, yeah, no, I'll leave it, actually.
Do you know what? It's funny, that you say that, because especially with the positive results of new owners coming in, it's very important, especially for the new age player. Back in the day, people go, I don't care, I just want to play for Man United. I don't care, I just want to play for whoever they want to play for, right? But
well, Fergie had that pull, didn't he?
Exactly. But if you look now and you see the success of having a good owner, Abramovich at the time, like that is the perfect example. City. Even when you look at clubs like Villa at the moment, you go, oh, decent ownership, they're reinvesting in the club, whatever. It makes you confident straight away. Yeah. And the fact when you think of United, I look at Haaland and I go, best decision he made not going to United. Best decision he made. And he wanted to go. Ollie was working it, but you actually have to step back now. I think even from a manager's perspective, people like Zidane have probably stopped and they've looked and they've gone, whereas 10 years ago, they would have jumped at it. You know what I mean?
No, I think that's a valid point. I was just thinking when you was talking about that, because I was thinking, okay, how does that relate down to the pitch? It doesn't. That was my first thought, because I never, being on the pitch and being like just training day to day, the owners, good or bad, it wasn't so much on your mind. You're just playing.
Yeah.
But when you actually, that's what I was thinking about, when you take everything into account, to the feel of the club, the sounds that are coming out of the club, the sounds that are coming in the club, what we're all saying about that your club can be a drain. if it's negative every single week, it can be a drain to the players. Do you know what I mean? So my first thought was like, nah, not really, because
look at that. Zidane saying he had to pay for a Coke and stuff like that in the team hotel. Like that isn't going to be something that's at the forefront of your mind, but you're like,
no, I think it just adds up. Yeah, I think it adds up. At the point with the manager, definitely, in terms of recruiting managers, maybe I think you got a good one anyway. But in terms of recruiting managers, I'm sure a manager looks at the owner. If he's got choices, if he doesn't need it, you're looking at the owner and going, nah, I don't fancy a bit of them, or I do.
4. But there's a few things here that I think will all sort of feed into the same sort of thing. I think Ten Hag. I think there's an issue with Ten Hag. I'm not going to sit here and say he's flawless. I think he's good. And I think he believes in his plan A. But there's a couple of things I'm yet to see from him that I think you have to be a well-rounded, good manager. And it's something that I criticise Pep for. So I'd be wrong for me not to criticise my own manager for it. And that's having a plan B. Like, that's sometimes moving away from your desired philosophy to get a 1-0 win. I think sometimes the result...
Did he not do this weekend, though?
Yeah, but was that a circumstance or was that a plan?
Does it matter?
Yeah, because I think we don't set up sometimes to go do that. Like, we'll set up to go to the Etihad. We got spanked last year off Liverpool. We famously didn't win anywhere near enough games against the top 10 of the league, top 9, as Sky decided to use, because Fulham finished 10th. We don't seem to have the capability. And that, for me, people blame a lot of things on a manager. And I think sometimes it's just because they don't actually understand what's going on. But I think one thing that you can say is the manager's responsibility is the mentality and the shape and the tactics that the team sets up with. Mm-hmm. And I think in the games away from home, like at home, we've done really well. We beat Barcelona, we beat Liverpool, City, Arsenal. Like we've won a lot of good games at home, but we don't seem to set up any different away as we do at home. And I think sometimes maybe put the ego aside about, like, we're not quite at Manchester City's level, and I think get rid of the quite, actually. We're not at Manchester City's level. So we're not capable at the moment of turning up anywhere with our plan A and just getting a win.
Do you think that that's down to the fact that the manager not knowing the league as well as probably others? Maybe. Or not? Do you know what I mean? Like, because this league...
Or the players available. That could be something else.
There's that, but I think sometimes... I've seen it. I've had Premier League managers that don't know when you go to like Stoke away that it's difficult, or Burnley away.
Give us an example.
Do you know what I mean?
Give us an example.
Well, we had Michael Laudrup. He didn't even try and find out either, but he just, you know what I mean? He didn't know. He would say to me like...
I forget some of the people you've worked with. Listen, we need to drill into it.
Michael Laudrup would get to the stadium and he'd go, Ash, Brownhill.
No way.
No!
That bad?
Yeah, he didn't care, but he didn't, and at the same time, he didn't actually care, but he'd just be like, Brownhill.
Is he any good?
And I'd be like, yeah, centre mid, gaffer. Okay. Okay. Goodmanson? Yeah, no, left wing, right wing. What? Honestly, he didn't care, mate. He didn't care. Like,
so was you practically managing the team?
No, I wouldn't go as far as I wouldn't disrespect him and say I was managing it, but it was way more than a player should have to do.
Yeah.
So my point is I'm not saying that, but I just think sometimes managers come from other leagues. If you've been at a big club in another league, you know you're going to handle your home games and you're going to turn up and probably steamroll. Well, you don't really do that in the Premier League. Every game is hard. They can be beatable.
The level they're at,
but I think Pep's like that obsessive. And he's been here for ages anyway, that he now understands and respects every team. And he knows he's got to turn up for every game. Like the Wolves game, he knows he's got to turn up. Because you can get punched in the nose any weekend in this league.
I think he's learnt as well, because if you look at the games that they struggle with City, it will be like Palace. Do you see what I mean? Like, it's never the ones that you usually expect.
If you look back at early Pep, he did drop points in those games. Especially when he was, the fourth, was it, in his first season? They dropped points. That was where they dropped the points. So Ten Hag, I think, has got the capability to learn. He's supposedly obsessive and detail orientated. So hopefully that's something that we see over the course of this season. Now, yeah, we might not have had the opportunity playing a game every 3 days towards the back end of last season to really work on, okay, we all know what we're doing when we've got the ball, but actually here's how I want us to be, maybe off the ball or away from home. We're going to make this adaptation or allowance for what the opposition are going to do. So hopefully we do see that over the course of this season. But I do think it's an issue that's worth addressing. Is at the moment, I think he seems to set up with we had the same tactics at the start of the season across Wolves, Forest. It was the away game, Spurs. Like those three teams couldn't be much different, really. And you've just done the same tactics for all three.
I remember see that Spurs game. Yeah, I was checking my LiveScore app, just letting you know when those score lines were popping in. And I'm seeing the written bits and Basuma's dancing around. I just thought United are in trouble. I want to fifth point, please, actually, before we move on to Arsenal.
There's 2 things here. So maybe there's 6 things. So
give it about 8 already, but keep going.
Yeah, the circus.
We'll let you land on this one.
The circus.
Oh, the circus. Okay,
the circus.
Cool. I like this.
The circus.
The circus.
You gonna get into it, or you?
Do I really need to get into it?
Leave it there then.
Are people sitting there going, "Wait, what's happened at United, Steve?" No, there's far too much distraction going on at the club. People need to keep their mouth shut and just fucking get in training, shut the fuck up and get on with it. People need to stop allegedly doing things off the pitch that's going to get them in trouble. So there's obviously loads of stuff going. We can't go a day without a fucking statement about something. So just that circus, because that's definitely taking up mental space for the gaffer. That's definitely taking up mental space for the players. When people have got to pick a side. Am I going with a manager? Am I going with a player? Am I going with blah blah blah? What's happening with this guy? What's happening with that guy? The fact that we've now got a fucking Getafe supporters club element of Manchester United fan base because Mason Greenwood's over there. It's just a circus at the moment, it just needs to just let's have a week where no one fucks up. Let's have a week where no one has to write a statement. Just have a week where United win a couple games.
But that's what I'll just look. If you're looking at the upcoming games, and you put the one in tomorrow, I think it has to be 4 wins.
The problem is if it's not.
but from your perspective, it has to be.
Yeah, it does.
That's where we're at. So Manchester United.
It's Palace back to back, EFL Cup, and then in the league, and then it's
home.
Brentford at home.
I think
Sheffield United away.
I think you lose one of those Palace games. I don't know which one.
Back to backs are tough.
It wouldn't work,
especially if you win the first one.
It wouldn't hurt us to go out of the EFL Cup and just lose that.
What? You, who talks about other teams throwing away the league?
That is a match.
Come on, Steve. Okay. You are better than... Hold on. It wouldn't
Can I land on this one?
Go on then.
Can I land on this one?
It's already going in the book, though.
That's fine. You can put it in the book. Manchester United squad, this second, cannot cope with long campaigns in every single competition. If I was going to sacrifice one, it would be this one.
It wouldn't hurt.
Doesn't take away from winning it last season.
Can we, put some respect on it, man.
It doesn't take away from winning it this season. The point is, well, Ten Hag ticked that box that he's managed to get a trophy, but ultimately he gets judged on the league. So
there was a lot being said about what Arsenal did or didn't do last season.
But we also weren't proclaiming ourselves.
There's a lot.
They tossed it all off to focus on one thing, that they led for 93% of the season and then fucked up.
Yeah, no, you are a bit calmer, I'll give you that.
We do hope, by the way, that Rashford is okay because he was involved in a car crash after the game. I think he's all right, to be honest with you. But yeah, thoughts, because end of the day, football's football and player safety, that's the most important thing.
How much is that insurance premium going up, by the way? 700 grand Rolls Royce.
I didn't like the way the papers were putting the make of the car and the price of the car.
Why don't you just say, but he's crashed his car? Let's hope that he's cool.
They want clicks in it.
It's news no matter what it is. I remember when Campbell Borthwick-Jackson was getting dropped off by his mum at training, and that was news.
Really?
And then he got
that's actually a good thing.
Did he get a Corsa for his first car? And then the Manchester United player arrives in a Corsa. So you've got a problem with someone getting dropped off. You got a problem with someone in a Corsa. You got a problem with someone in a Rolls Royce.
It's mad, isn't it?
What do you want people to do?
Middle of the road, Mondeo. I don't know. What do you drive?
Club cars only. Do you ever have a club car?
Nah.
No.
Didn't play for that type of club. I got a free one once, an electric one before electric cars were cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you drive it?
Was it a Prius?
No. Yeah, I think so. I didn't really drive it, I'm not going to lie.
But,
is it? It was before Teslas and all that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't even do the shopping in it or whatever?
I drove it a few times, but it felt weird. It's kind of normal now, electric cars, isn't it? But this was, I don't know, this might have been 11 or something, 2010. And it was just a bit weird at the time. And
Did you think me, big Ashley Williams, driving in a car?
No, I'll drive anything. I don't care, man.
Yeah?
Whatever. I know what you're going to say.
It's easy to say that when you got to flip
I knew you was going to say that. But I will drive anything. I just choose to drive something nice. But there you
say
go.
no more. You've earned it, man. It's all good, man. Okay, cool.
No comment to make on that whatsoever.
Moving on to the next game. I can't lie to you. My heart was broken yesterday. Arsenal 2, Tottenham 2.
So you said possession was important at the top of the show.
All right, go on then, Steve. Read out the live score stats, please.
I've seen this possession different.
What?
You're saying it's 47 to 53, which the eye test tells me that's not the case. They had like 75 passes more than you, 65 passes.
I don't know. Or now we want to focus on eye test.
No,
because when I was focusing on eye test last season, it doesn't matter, Joel. It's irrelevant, Joel.
The only stat that matters is if you come away with 3 points and you didn't, especially at home.
The back and forward in this room, honestly.
We didn't. Honestly.
It's like,
Do you know what?
You both use the thing to your advantage when you need it, and then
it's called agenda.
That's actually how it's done. That's how it's
you
done.
supported a club, Ash, you'd be like this,
man.
So,
just call it how you see it.
Who do you support, Ash?
I'll call what I see on this.
No one really. No one.
I saw Arsenal requiring an OG and a penalty to get anything out of this game.
I don't think you watched the full game.
I don't think it matters. I think that's the facts.
Listen. I'll be honest.
My factually correct.
Let me keep it 100.
You needed.
Let me keep it 100.
An OG and a penalty.
So what? You've had dodgy results that have helped you get 3 points, mate. Wolves. Can we put up the image, please? Yeah. Where is the ball in this image?
Wait.
Where is it?
I got
all
another
I can
image
see is a Nana clattering 2 people. He could have killed them, for goodness sake. Look at them.
Right, Joel, relax yourself for starters, because your blood pressure's all over the show. But why is it anyone loves to bring up this mistake here by a referee with Onana, which I think might have been a foul, right? The ball.
You said it's not.
Wait, might have been. But the same weekend, we had Spurs do it on Brentford.
Mm-hmm.
The ball's gone. There's a foul.
We're going to get
nothing.
To the agenda.
No TalkSport week about it. What's going on? You don't bring it up. So there's also the handball in the Wolves game. That Wolves handled the ball in the box. No one's bringing up the penalty that United should have had. And by the way, I've refrained from talking about VAR, but the amount of decisions that you guys get, you literally had one this weekend that United didn't get.
But it was a handball, though, Steve. It doesn't matter. But it was a handball. Was it a handball?
Wait.
Was it?
We didn't get it against Spurs. We didn't get it against Wolves. So for every time you bring up, Onana should have given a penalty away against Wolves, United probably have 7 other decisions that have gone against us this season. So don't give me that Onana
You're making
one.
It seem as if it's personal towards United, and it's not.
No, I am, because it is.
No, what's actually happening now...
That?
He's mad. He's smoking.
Tell me how it's not.
Because there's...
Do you think, though, in their meetings, they go, let's do United?
Ash, the issue is there's inconsistencies with refereeing across the board.
I would go with that.
They're rubbish
it's not just the
across
refereeing,
board.
it's the way that they're handled in the media. Marcus Rashford is fouled. Who was that against? Forest, right? Marcus Rashford is actually fouled against Forest. I've seen Craig Burley going fucking purple trying to say Marcus Rashford's dived. Where you've seen that Slobslive, whatever it's called, from Liverpool, actually diving. Nothing is said. The way United are treated in VAR and by the media, you can't tell me any different to this.
No,
is bullshit.
I don't think, don't get me wrong. If I am going to agree with you a little bit, this is where I'm going to agree. When it comes to Arsenal and United, things are magnified a little bit more because of the size of our clubs. It's just the truth. If let's just say that happens down the road at Wolves or something, bro, man, don't care, bro. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, I don't care. It's not a discussion point in the WhatsApp group or anything like that. But I do also have to say that the standard of refereeing is poor across the board, bro. Like, that's why you're getting... in this game it's like this, in this game it's like that. It's not consistent. Then on top of that, they're sending flipping people to check things at Stockley Park, when even Jake was saying it earlier, you could do it in one go. The referee can see that you can call the referee over and say, okay, cool, look, this is the decision, we're looking at VAR, run over, look at it once, instead of looking at it for 2-3 minutes. Is it not? This is what we think. Then after that, you call the referee over.
That's too long.
Is this? And next thing you know, do you know how much added minutes they were to injury time?
Yeah,
10 minutes, bro. Don't get me wrong, we were all clapping and cheering and that.
Why can't
we are letting him off the hook, right, in this segment.
What for?
We are letting him off the hook. We got a certain amount of time to talk about this game, and we are filling it with something other than the game.
It's the truth.
Why can't VAR act like Why don't we give the fourth official a flag, right? And why can't VAR talk to the fourth official, have the fourth official review it? Like the way when a linesman flags and goes, he's just headbutted him or whatever, the referee takes that guy's word for it. So what doesn't, when a linesman says it's a throw-in for them, he doesn't go, okay, let me go check.
Yeah.
So why do we treat VAR decisions otherwise? It's a video assistant referee, so he's the same as an assistant referee stood on the sideline as far as I'm concerned. That guy should just go, it's a penalty. And he goes, sure. And he goes, 100%. He goes, penalty. Why does he need to jog over, look at a telly, and then jog all the way back? It's theatrical
proper
for no reason.
time wasting. Like, yeah, honestly,
After fourth
it's
official
crazy.
flag,
It's
and he
crazy.
goes, what's up? And he goes,
You know?
that's a pen. And he goes, no problem, penalty. And we crack on, and everyone's happy days.
But I want to give a massive shout out, weirdly enough, to Andrea Postecoglou, man. Like, honestly, that is definitely the hardest game we've had against Spurs at home in the last
Spurs
few years.
are mad at the
No,
moment.
they look organised. Maddison,
What's happened to Basuma, by the way?
Bruv, Basuma is
He
moving.
was dead last year.
Yeah, Basuma is moving like a completely new signing, I'll tell you that. Him, Maddison, Maddison's got tech, you know, honestly. And I love the little cheek that he throwed at Saka after the game, because obviously when Saka scored, he did the little, the darts thing, whatever. And I love the back and forth.
Tottenham's 11 has got like a few quality players in it. Madison's son, Basuma. And outside of that, it's pretty ordinary.
Yeah.
So the way that they're moving is really, really impressive.
And just come
No,
in.
I don't know. I wouldn't say it's ordinary. They're players, but I feel like he's maximising them. Do you know what I mean? You look at it, Porro, Romero, Van der Ven,
Johnson,
impressed with.
like they're not.
Dogie.
I like that.
Kulusevski was good last season as well, in my
he's been
opinion.
a
But
bit,
Sarr, like you're getting the best out of your 11. That's managing. I told you about this.
But it doesn't take away from what Steve's saying, though. They're not. They don't jump out at you.
He's getting more out of the some of their parts.
I think so.
No, I'm not saying they're world class players, but I think they're good players. But what's good to see?
Well, it's not good compared to us. Look at our team: Saliba, White, Zinchenko,
man.
Odegaard,
Yeah, but
Rice.
this is what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying.
We should be smashing these lot, bruv.
Nah,
3-1.
Why? Because they look better on the paper.
Yeah.
Nah,
3-1, bro.
That's a team playing together for the manager. And I ain't saying that Arsenal are not, but they just look more. They just got momentum. They look free. They look fit. They know exactly what they're doing. This team, I think Spurs are legit this season.
We know what we're doing. I just think we had a few opportunities.
What are you doing, man?
But
My
listen,
man don't. What's his name?
Ash.
Georgie. You don't know what I got.
Ash. Okay, cool. Big mistake from Jorginho, right? Which led to the equaliser. Son took it brilliantly. But prior to that, in the first half, Gabriel Jesus, he nicks the ball off Maddison. Honestly, shoves him out of the way like a little boy. You know what I mean? All he had to do was hit the target.
He could have had a touch as well,
Honestly,
man. Just rolled it.
Why is Maddison taking a touch with his back to goal like that? Oh, well, yeah, I guess.
You know what I think that is, that situation? They're playing so well and they're so comfy in possession, and Maddison's dropping so deep to get them out of situations. Or
There's nothing to get. There's nothing to get out.
They're just playing. They're playing. But I think that situation there, I'm guessing that the manager will take that on the chin for all the other times he gets out and breaks the press.
Yeah.
Does that make? Do you know what I'm trying to go with?
I know what you mean.
So
I know.
So when you play at that style, and with that amount of freedom, and you're encouraged to go and get on it and help your defenders, your goalkeeper, blah blah blah, then sometimes things happen.
Yeah, it was mad though. Like honestly, he was literally.
No, it was mad. Yeah,
if that was Maguire.
Yeah,
mate,
but we had something similar last season, didn't we? And it was all over the place. But he didn't score at the end of the day.
Yeah, so but he did play. Besides that, he did play really well. So you got to look at the positives in that. And yeah, like Jesus, I was disappointed. Even though Jesus missed that opportunity, and I thought, what are you doing? It begs for the argument: are we missing a number 9? Most Arsenal fans will tell you. Yes, we are. Go on, Steve. What's your argument?
You absolutely tugged the guy off last year about him. I told you just paid 50 million for a City reserve player, and now you spent 50 million on a striker, and now you need a striker. That's interesting.
But you're a striker.
Manchester United, you know what? Out of all the players, out of all the teams, Man United want to talk about needing someone than buying someone else. How many wingers you got? How many forwards you got?
What at the moment, like 2?
Because they're all injured. That's right.
Yeah, but hang on, Eddie, right? He's got an England squad. I was watching the game and this today.
Whatever that means.
No, but listen, we've been there before. But listen, I'm saying they need a striker. They need a presence in the box. I agree. It looked like that at times yesterday. But you have a good one, Jesus and Ketia. Where are the strikers? What strikers?
Are there enough goals.
Maybe not, but what I'm saying is, who then would you like, apart from the ones that are all comfy in their
Ivan
teams?
Toney.
All right, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one.
I'll tell you what, it's not going to happen now because I think Villa are they're a stable club. But Ollie Watkins, do you know what I mean?
You take Ollie Watkins in the Arsenal team.
He's a man that will put the ball in the back of the net, and the guy's getting more and more ruthless as the years go. And he's at a good age as well.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
He don't score enough goals, man.
I think you put him in a better team. I think you put him in a better team with better service. And you're going to see that. Look at Maddison. I know it's a different position, but you put him against some good players, you'll get results.
Listen, and he's rotating them goalkeepers still.
Listen, yesterday.
Go on.
Listen, someone sent me a picture midway through the game from Joel's WhatsApp status that said, first goal, blah, 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 eating my food, in corporate. And I said, this guy's changed. Surely Joel isn't in corporate whilst the game's going on. He wouldn't be, but the proof was there.
Ash, let me explain to you.
Can someone explain that to me? Joel's not in the trenches watching his team.
The amount of
he's
times
up there eating
we go games and
in corporate.
He's, what is that, a red carpet? Sin a bit. Whereas I'm going getting in there with people with no tops on. That's
man.
where I'm going.
Joe, explain that to me, because I was a bit surprised that you was. I thought you was a man of the trenches and you watch your team. Is it?
I am. So, I can't lie. They were offering prawns and rice, spicy prawns and rice.
So here's a tweet.
Right. Are you sure that was me or it's not Drini?
Do you want to read it out?
What does it say?
21 hours ago, Joel Bayer got a feel for Spurs and Ange. They thought they had a chance at the Emirates. Reply. Mr. Stephen Howson, not Joel talking too soon, couldn't be. And he was talking for a pile of chicken nuggets or something as well, man. He was tweeting one hand,
who
food
was you
in the other.
United game with?
Spicy prawns. What did you say?
Who was you United game with?
Arsenal. And who was I there with? I was there with Michael Timms. He was there. Alex Scott was there as well. Who else was there? I
Likes
remember.
to mingle, Joel.
There was some singer I've never heard. Was it Jessie?
Yeah. She was there as well. Like,
do I go to the match with?
It's
me dad.
I don't think you'd be in the corporate eating the spicy prawns whilst Manchester United playing.
I've done it, but it's not my cup of tea. People moan at you.
Joe, you got to do what you got to do, though, innit, Joel?
Listen, I'm just trying to watch games.
Joel, corporate day.
Did you miss the first goal?
Yeah, because I was looking for Jess
was there
Glynn.
an entree coming, was there? Stop it, Joel!
Shout out to Jess Glynn on the previous game. Fantastic
Is there a more Arsenal thing that you've ever heard?
Fantastic singer.
What do you think about the game?
Shout out to Jess.
The Merlot was shit today, honestly.
You know what?
It's been better.
Do you know what? I was actually late coming in, so I was running or whatever, and when you come through the corporate bits, you would know, Ash. I
wouldn't know. Tell the people, man.
So I went through upstairs and I got to the box and everyone was still outside. I was just thinking, where's the food, bro? So they had the screen, they had the screen on the TV, and I thought to myself, okay, cool, let me just order my food and obviously I'll see what happens. Anyway, I tried to order my food, the app weren't working, so I went back. I went back to the reception box and I said, listen, can you guys get me a spicy prawn with the rice, please? Because it looks really nice.
Prawn sandwiches. He's literally in with the prawn sandwiches. Spicy one, though.
They said,
moved on in 25
and then the guy
years.
goes, Joel Bayer, 5. Yeah, sure. Okay, cool. You know what? Yeah. You just go back inside and I'll bring you one. This will be great. So I went back inside and I thought, it's warm in here. So I sat down here and I was watching it.
Here?
And then after that,
I can't cope with this.
They gave the food and I thought, this is delicious. And the next thing you know, they were goal winning. So
can you explain just quickly to me, when you go watch Manchester United with your boys, whoever you're watching it with, what you have to do if you want to get a bit of food?
So here's how it
similar
works.
to that or
I'm
not?
on top deck of Stretford End, so I've got about 18 flights of stairs to walk up with. So you're winded after that. Normally you've got to take a knee, get your breath back, get your heart rate back under about 150 or something, because that's a bit of a lick out usually, especially with a big coat on, right? You go and get yourself a pint. It started getting a little bit better, and then it's gone carling. That's a problem. You buy a United pie, you got to buy it before the game, so then you can have it at half time because it is hotter than a nuclear reactor.
Really?
So yeah, you got to leave that on the concrete.
So you've got a pie and a pint, yeah?
Yeah, you get a pie, you get a pint. You got to leave it on the concrete.
What if it's cold? Can I ask that as well? Do you go inside? Is there somewhere to go inside to warm up like Joel did?
A bit of rubber flooring and that.
Okay.
And like lights.
But you don't miss the game because it's cold.
No.
No, okay. I just
Are you mad?
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to. I like the perspective from a fan's point of view. I got one there and I got one here, and I just want to know the difference between.
I usually get in there. I get in a little bit early because I like to see the warm up. I know United do, and it annoys me. And I actually enjoy watching the opposition warm up because it's usually quite different every time. So we watch the warm up. I get well frustrated at everyone twatting it over the bar as United are shooting because the shooting from United is in the warm up.
Is it awful?
I might film it next time I go, actually, just because you won't believe how it's like. Have they said, let's get the misses out now, and then when the game starts, we'll just score because it's so bad.
Do you know what wait, let me pause you there. Does Darren Fletcher still take the warm-ups? Because I saw that 1 or 2 times last season.
I'm that high up.
To annoy me.
I'm that high up. I can barely tell who's it.
Really?
I have no idea who that is.
Why'd you see it up there though? I don't understand.
So I had a seat with my dad
high,
forever. And then when you get to like 17, 18, you're like, I'm too cool for school now. I don't want to sit with my dad. I want to have a beer and that with the lads. So I went to the other side of the stadium with my mates. And I had my ticket in there for 13, 14 years or something like that. And then everyone got birded up, married, wifed up, stopped going. Everyone's seats started getting moved around. United relocated a load of people down where I was because of the disabled section getting expanded. So where my old seat is now, I couldn't sit there anyway now because they've expanded the disabled section. So then the lad who my dad was with had stopped going. So my dad was going solo, and I was like, sometimes I get a lift with him. And when we just go into opposite ends of the ground, it's a bit mad, innit? So we then applied to get them together, and they moved us to where his was, which was, he was Stretford end, but then the only one that they had pairs was to move us both completely. And then he moved us both completely to like the middle at the top deck of the Stretford.
So say if you go to Arsenal game, are you always corporate? Nah,
these days. Like,
tell the truth. Just I just want to know.
9 out of 10.
The last season.
That's a yes.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I just
don't know games. Where do you sit?
We just support our teams, but in a different way, innit?
No, that's cool.
I
ain't gonna lie. I'm taking the spicy prawn and the warmth. I'm not judging over here. I just didn't think that was you, but I've learned something today.
Yeah, man. So we got to move it on anyway.
Oh, convenient.
Yeah, conveniently.
I'm just going to give a shout out to Son because I thought he was spectacular yesterday. Really, someone that's not feeling the weight of an armband at all. Him and Basuma just looked. They look like spicy prawns.
You're forgetting Maddison, bro.
Maddison
is
as well.
Yeah, he is. But I just think those two for me stood out. Them two stood out. Maddison, Basuma especially.
Yeah.
Just watching him going, what a player. You see, that was why he got that move.
Robocop in there, man. Just so strong.
Yeah, and I rate him. And that Van der Ven guy.
Van der Ven's good, man.
I rate him, man. I can't lie, man. I wonder if Rice's injury is crucial because honestly, we can't miss that guy.
Is there any noises coming out about what it is, or is it?
Not from what I know. Like, I'm honestly, I don't know.
Strugs if he's gone for a while. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. Let us know in the comments because obviously we recorded this a little bit earlier, so we want to know, is Rice okay or not? Crucial question. Also, moving it on, Man City beating Nottingham Forest 2-0. Boring.
No one cares. It's the most straightforward win.
Okay, no. Okay, cool.
Man.
And do you know what's mad? Yeah. I don't even think they've hit their peak yet. Foden doing a madness. Flipping Haaland missed loads of opportunities. It was a poor game by his standard. He only scored 1 goal.
Someone says to me, like, I literally noticed the time when someone went City winning. I was like, has it just started? And
yeah.
Like, yeah.
I think that, I know. You just gotta say, like, I hope it's not for the entertainment purposes, but they're just steamrolling the league again.
It's mad.
What you just spoke to you before come on air, and like,
I was pissed.
You feel like you can't drop points. If you can't even get a draw.
You can't
in September because now you're panicking that City have gone. Look
at it this way, right? Look at it this way, right?
What?
Wait, hold on. Look at it this way before we go on to that, yeah?
You're on the next game.
Wait. Look at this, yeah? United, right? You're, 10 points behind City now, right?
What?
No, wait. I'm going to land and I'll make it make sense. Where are we for relegation
form? Because we're not challenging for a title or getting relegated.
You're far behind City. It's September. Yes, it's the end of it, but it's September. and it's done. Not saying you were going to win the league anyway, but it's done. That's how good City are. You look at it and you're thinking, it's done. In the Fergie days, it's not done yet, bro, until the fat lady sings. Do you know what I mean?
Yet.
Wait. But this is what I'm saying. I was stressed yesterday. Ask Ash. I'm saying we're 4 points behind City. It could be over. You know, and
where's he with them prawns?
You know, yeah. Honestly, I was pissed.
How much these tickets are?
Because I'm thinking, I said that to the lady still.
Oh my God, he's one of them as well.
I'm joking.
I'm getting my wine in a paper cup. Are you mad?
He goes, basically, think about it, yeah. Pep's been here for 7 years. He's won the league 5 times. He's only lost it 2 times. And when he lost it was Leicester, fluke year, we can all agree, and also Liverpool during COVID, right? Now, the other times when Liverpool were running them to 1 point behind City, these are legendary Liverpool teams, you know, a team that's won the Champions League. They've made the Champions League 3 out of 4 times and, you know, crazy stats. And Arsenal, we're not as good as that Liverpool team yet. So for us to start dropping 4 points behind, by the time Christmas comes, if we're 8, 9, 10 points behind,
do you know what's funny?
It's over.
You're talking like you thought you had a chance of winning the league.
we do. It's not over, but
no, but this is what you realise you don't. It's City winning it.
Nah, it's tight, bro.
Isn't it?
It's tight.
That's what I'm saying. I just think
he actually still thinks.
I think we all had City down at the start of the season, but it's mad how dominant they are. They're just, and he's still evolving the team all the time, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like by the time everyone catches up with him, Pep, he's on to the next thing already.
Do you think, any player is droppable in that City team?
All of them, probably.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say all of them, yeah.
I don't agree. I think Haaland isn't because of his commercial purposes.
Nah,
right?
I think Pep would do it to prove a point with you and play Alvarez because he's not really... There is a drop-off, obviously, but it's not noticeable enough that they're going to stop losing games.
They play without Haaland and still win.
Yeah, they can, but I'm talking droppable.
They play without striker.
I understand what you're saying. I get you what you're saying.
I think KDB's another one as well. If anyone can tell Pep to shut up and get away with it, which he did, it's KDB.
Yeah, but I don't think he'd do it
Don't
twice. No. Because I think he's injured so often that they frequently win without him. So I think Pep would be like, who are you? Shut up.
That's what I mean. Like Nunes, Gvardiol, Doku. Just more, and they've lost some players along the way. Do you know what I mean? The Mahrez's and all these. He just keeps, and I bet you he's on in a next formation, something different in his head. By the time everyone's caught with the way they play, it's something else, some other different build-up style or something. He's just the best, man.
Yeah, he really is.
Move on to the next game because I want to know why that says man of the match, Van Dijk.
Well, that's what it was on LiveScore.
You have a word.
Need to have a word with LiveScore.
Yeah, I mean, he gets done by Bowen of all people, right?
What do you mean of all people? Like,
yeah,
not that big.
Yeah, but he's good though.
Oh, by the way, we've got a Bowen interview coming out tomorrow. Jarrod Bowen, a fantastic interview. It's coming out on 5 p.m. Myself, Rio, and Ste.
You have to see what I asked him about Southgate if it made the edit.
Honestly, it's.
Does it make the edit?
I've not seen it, so I have no idea.
This is like the Ste Ash show, isn't it?
That's what I mean. Like, does it make the edit? Do you lot get stuff? Yeah. Your stuff makes the edit down there. We go back up there and we
doing his current players that might have an awkward conversation with Gareth Southgate after I've had a word with him on air.
Oh man, you look so
I saw Van Dijk getting absolutely twisted up by Bowen, and then Bowen should have had a penalty as well.
He had a good game though. It's a bit like the Maddison situation where he gave the ball away cheaply, should have never happened. But when you look at his all-round game, it was good. Liverpool are back,
Are they though?
Liverpool are back, I'm telling you. If there's anyone that can push Arsenal and City the whole way through during this campaign, it's Liverpool.
Do you know what, yeah? I'm going to tell you, I just got on the train, and Mikel Antonio was on the train, and we sit on the same table, and I remember him saying he's going to finish above Liverpool.
Oh, yeah.
So I said, what's happening, bro? Blah, blah, blah. He said, yeah. So he's like, I stayed up and then I got the train down. And then I thought, I forgot you said that you was going to finish above Liverpool.
Oh.
I never just had to put the headphones on. Just put the headphones.
You didn't bring it up with him, no?
Nah, I didn't bring it up with him.
He's probably looking
you don't need that. He didn't want to hear that on Monday morning. I sat down and he sat opposite me. You don't want to hear me going, remember when you said you finished above Liverpool? What happened? Man. He's a good guy, but
you're not a proper YouTuber yet because that's what any good YouTuber does like that.
Just shit housery.
Hey, remember what?
Remember that? You said that in his Oh, nah, but...
funny. Klopp said it was a difficult game with very good moments in the first half, not in control enough to deny them completely. We played in good different places. Lost some balls we shouldn't have lost.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest,
scored.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Chelsea Villa, and let's realise that Chelsea have just won.
Yeah, no, they're crap.
Only Luton.
Steve,
only Luton.
Just admit
He wants to
that
get to
Liverpool are
Chelsea.
back, and then we can move on.
I don't think they're
They're not
bad.
back.
I don't think they're bad. I don't think they're Mane.
You can't have watched that West Ham game and go,
not
oh,
to them.
Liverpool
But
are back.
They're doing all right, though.
Yeah, they're doing all right.
doing all
I don't
right.
think they're bad. They're not powerhouse
Doing
like
all
they
right.
used to be.
No, doing all right don't mean back.
They're back, man.
They're not.
They're back.
Anyway,
They're back.
so
notice
how is it,
are not back.
genuinely, have you seen Chelsea's run? Actually, I put it in the group last night. didn't I?
The October the 21st and afterwards.
Wowzers.
That's imaginary.
The run that Chelsea have got coming up, let me find it in our group.
Is it a good thing that Jackson gets the ban, and who are they going to play? Because right now they're just.
Let me just roll you this. Yeah, so from the 21st of October, right, they've got Arsenal at home, Brentford at home, Tottenham away, City at home, Newcastle away, Brighton at home, United away. They might get no points out of that. That's their run from the back end of October into December.
You had a good question. What was your question in the group? Let's make the audience guess.
How many points did he get? Yeah, go on. And how many points did he get out of that run from 21st of October to the 6th of December?
So there's 21 points available, right? I reckon they get 3, and I don't even think it's from a win. It's probably like from 3 draws.
So.
I think Arsenal beat them. Brentford's an iffy one because if they're not at it, Brentford could really run amok amongst them there.
No, they beat
they're not beating
Brentford.
Tottenham.
They
They're not
beat
beating City.
Brentford.
They're not beating Newcastle. They're not beating Brighton. United could go either way at the minute. I think, yeah, it might be free. Brentford's the only game I can see them getting points.
That's our live score fixture list right there.
That's mad. That is kind of mad still.
Because if they drop against Brentford, which they're capable of doing, by the way, they are in trouble.
Stamford Bridge is not a force anymore, is it? Literally.
Not
It's not a fortress no
to be
more, man.
high.
It used to be.
I used to go there and it was like Drogba and everyone, Anelka, Torres. The back line was mad, and it was like you just used to think, oh, we're getting worked.
Tell the truth. Did you like roll up there thinking this is an L? Or
What years we talking here? What years?
Trying to think. I don't know the years, but that team, all them teams.
What year did Swansea get promoted into the Pro?
2010.
Right, so is this Ancelotti?
I don't know, Steve, man.
Might be.
This is your thing where you just pull out all them stats, and it's not my thing. You know,
like it was
the
Ancelotti.
memory's not great for that.
I think
But I'm
like
giving you the
2010's
names,
Ancelotti.
even when it was like Oscar and that, and they had all Ivanovic.
But either way,
Terry.
there was a team that was in and around winning a double.
So you'd go there anyway, and you just think this is gonna be, you're gonna get worked regardless.
Ancelotti.
Well done.
It's not bad, that.
Yeah.
One in 25.
I remember just being in the warm up, just thinking this. Even if you was to get maybe nick something, like you're getting worked because the team's full of unreal players. Whereas now, I think
look at
teams
that
go there
11.
and just think, well, we're gonna get at them. We're gonna get after them and win. Do you know what I mean?
I can see what he's doing here,
think
right?
that.
So he's gone with a back 3/5, right? Disasi, Silva, Colwill has got legs, it's got experience, it's got quality. Caicedo and Malo Gusto as fullbacks. I'm going to be honest with you, I like it, and I think it's got a bit about it. But then it's a little bit Fernandez is a controller of a midfielder, right? But he needs almost like a Kante alongside him. But they've not done that. They've given him Gallagher. And then they've got Sterling, Mudryk and Jackson as a forward three. So it's like a 3-4-3. It's not enough. It's soft in the middle. There's talent in that attack. And I don't think Mudryk's going to continue to be as garbage as he has been.
I'm not going to lie, right? I think Chelsea get that run of the results is mad, but I think they get it right. I think Poch gets it. I think he do. I don't know. But there's
This
just
is
too
wishful
much
thinking
in
right
there,
now,
man. And
Wishful think, like
I don't mind about. They can be garbage for me. It doesn't matter. But I just think that I don't know. I look like what
I'm
you going back to
confused. Why is
before. I'm looking at the names and I'm going, okay, well,
yeah, but you got some of the names that are playing out of position. Why is Colwell playing left back? That's not at his best. That's not where you find him at his best. You know, you got Gallagher still there. You know, obviously they've got injuries. We know that. You know,
does he need to just? I don't know if he's got the bollocks to do this, but maybe he needs to chin off Thiago Silva, go back to a back four, you know, and do what he wants to do.
Thiago Silva's my guy, man. I'll be saying.
He is, but like, is he a problem? Because you can't play him in a four.
Stuff like that, man.
Answer me that. Can you play him in a four?
Listen, that's one thing I'm gonna just come in and be a fan. You know, when you like say mad stuff, it makes no sense because you're a fan. Like, I'm a fan of Thiago, and I'm
just saying that he's not getting dropped regardless.
Yeah, I don't want to hear no talk about that. Even if you give me logic, this is how I feel now. When you give me the illogical Manchester United situation.
Okay, but I'm not logical.
Okay,
but
cool.
I'll give you that. I will give you that.
I just like the dude, man. He's a good player, man. Legend, one of my heroes.
Can I ask though, right? Can I ask?
I love how he's just avoiding answering.
We're gonna have this. We're probably gonna have this chat when we do a defenders session with Ash, right?
Is he older than you?
No.
Can I ask, right? Why is it that they've got Reece James as captain when you know he's gonna miss half the season? And then you got Ben Chilwell as their like vice captain, and you know he's going to miss the season and whatever. Like, don't you think, especially right now, you're crying for some leadership, and you're crying from leadership from like players like Thiago Silva?
You'd think so.
Yeah, because
makes sense.
When the chips are down, I don't know about you, Ash. Obviously, you were captain at your clubs. Like, when the chips are down, surely you look at the captain and you go, right, this is the person.
I used to. I don't know if it's as important these days. It seems to not have the importance that it used to have being the captain.
Does it matter who's wearing the armband though? Because if you weren't the captain,
yeah, it does matter.
Does it? If you weren't captain, are you going to be any different than you are when you're wearing the armband?
No, you try not to be, but I just think it does matter. Like I've been at teams where I weren't captain and still acted the same and tried to be a leader as good as I could, but at the end of the day, the captain is going to make more calls and you know what I mean, and rally the team like you're saying, or apparently not. But yeah, you need one of the aspects of picking a captain. You would have thought is someone that's going to play a majority of games, someone that is going to be on the pitch more times than they're not on the pitch. So I don't know, and especially when you brought in so many new players, someone that's going to pull that together.
Because then the only other players I'm thinking, if it's not Thiago Silva, then you might as well make Raheem Sterling captain.
I was about to say.
Because they look up to him.
And especially with his experience.
Yeah.
Let's not forget.
He's got 5 titles, man.
Let's not forget, what he's done is a lot, man.
Yeah, man. It's a bit crazy over there. Like, Villa, credit to them. Unai Emery, he's got the boys playing. Yeah, like I said, Ollie Watkins, for me, he's the man. He really is. Are
we polishing up our CV anyway, just in case Todd gives us the call?
That's what
Does Poch survive Christmas?
No.
I don't think he does.
No.
And if he gets L's in that run, he's gone.
Man. And I'm ready to bet a laptop this year. I am.
You haven't bought the one from last year.
Yeah, you still owe that one.
Sheffield United against Newcastle. Have you actually seen them goals, by the way?
Matting.
Have you seen the goals?
All different.
No.
Yeah.
You've not seen the goals?
Yeah.
I think Ashley would enjoy the goals.
Yeah.
I would or wouldn't.
Everyone, different goal scorers for everyone.
I seen that, but it would. I didn't see it. I haven't seen the goals.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Some of them are so bad, you go...
Defensive. Yeah. Bad defensively.
And some of them you go...
Did the Melon just go, Sheffield United? Because I seen it was like 3 quick ones, weren't it?
Not that quick. It was only 3-0 at half time.
Yeah, but so when I looked, it was like 3-0 down anyway. And then all of a sudden, did the Melons just go? And did they just down tools, Sheffield United?
Sort of, yeah. I mean, they weren't really tracking runs into the box, but they was just like... They weren't getting tight. They weren't getting across the ball. It was just...
It seemed
like every time Newcastle shot, it seemed like the goalkeeper just couldn't be asked because he looked like he didn't even attempt to make a save, to be honest with you.
You say that, but I want to give a massive shout out to players like Kieran Trippier, man. Like, 3 assists, he was on job. Like, I was watching it from a fan's perspective. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I can't really say that I analysed the game the way Steve did. I just looked at it and I thought, oh, this is fun. You know what I mean? Like, just goals flying in.
I think maybe Newcastle man. Like, riding the wave, mate. Champions League, coming in, chest big.
They still had to do it. There was some really nice work.
Come in and just feeling nice about themselves.
Exactly.
And just pumped them.
I think it might have been Wilson's goal. The one that they played straight down the pipe anyway.
Was that not Isak?
No, that was the late. That
was
was
the
the very last one.
wasn't it?
No, it might have been. I can't remember which goal it was. It's the one that they played right down the middle. I mean, it was 8. It was the one that they've done a bit of an overlap, but it's gone through the middle of the pitch of it, and that for me was my favourite one. But defensively, what do you do if you're Heckingbottom? Have you ever took a beating that bad?
Mate, how long has he got left? How long has he got left?
Not that I can
About
remember.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Is he the first manager to get sacked? Let us know in the comments.
I think
He's gone, innit?
I think he's the first one.
I think he's got.
I feel sorry for him. Every time he's on camera, I just see him moaning. Like every week, my man's just
Not
gone
exactly
down.
going right, is it? Have you ever? What's the worst defeat you've ever had?
I don't know, man. Someone gonna have to tell me. I'm sure someone will tell me. I don't think I've had an 8.
Yeah.
All right. So when you've had an absolute shoe-in without a specific
Go on,
time,
sorry, ask me this question.
what's Monday morning look like?
Oh, disgusting. Don't want to go in. Just because you're going to probably have to watch it. You already know what it is. And it's stinking.
What's Heckingbottom doing today then? Or what do you think he needs to do today? Do you just sack training off and go and have a daytime session in Wetherspoons?
Something like I don't think you need to analyse an 8-0, I'm going to be honest. Or even not yet. Maybe just separately speak to certain individuals. You don't need to sit them down and watch that because they already feel bad enough and embarrassed enough.
I mean, obviously, I was having a bit of a laugh there about a day session in Wetherspoons, but is that something that you maybe do?
I think you have to take the pressure off them a little bit now and lift. You got to lift it somehow. So I don't know. Maybe the week looks like early part. We just move on, and then towards the end, a few reminders, and then get it going again. Because I don't. It's hard. That's a slap in the face. That takes a lot to bring a team back up from a heavy defeat live as well. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone's watched
different
it
goal scorers as well.
Yeah,
different goal scorers is a mad one, isn't it?
Mad. Never seen that before. I was going to ask though: is Isak the best number 9 in the league outside of Haaland?
He's a good player. Why does he always have to have a title of this?
I don't know, because I think he's so good.
Yeah, he's well good.
I think in the league right now,
he's better than what? Who did you say? Ollie Watkins.
Take him. He's better than him.
Yeah, he's definitely well.
He's better.
Yeah, I agree, but I just don't. You threw me with the Ollie Watkins shout before earlier.
No, because I was probably just thinking someone who could come into Arsenal, step in and do well that we could realistically
Isak,
get.
Man,
for me, he's the man.
Everton won.
Yeah, they did, yeah. They battled that out. No, they did. Dug it out, man. I watched that game. Weren't pretty, but they got the job. There's some teams just need to win. Now, I'm sure no one didn't go home and go, that weren't slick. Well. Yeah, that weren't slick. But yeah, you got the win points on the board. It's necessary.
How much do you put in that? Like, how long can you ride results without performance?
In terms of what the fan base, the manager,
Everything.
or what?
Everything.
You can ride it for a while. I'll tell you that. Like going right back to the top of the show, Manchester United now. Lots of talk about all sorts of stuff. But if you're winning,
we get into October,
if you're just
grinding out
but if you're just winning, the talk lessons, which gives you a little bit more freedom and credit to play however the style that you want to play. But you just got it's like Sean Dyche, right? He just needs to win games. To stop the talk, to stop the negative talk, and then you get yourself in credit a little bit. You can let one slide every now and again. You let a bad performance or let you can lose a game. But when it comes to like Everton, even with you guys are different. But do you know what I mean? Taking into perspective the two different clubs, just a win. As long as there's 3 points and there's no way you can't come in here and go and people are saying lost again. Yeah. You go down to Brentford, it's not an easy place. You grind out a 3-1, and they did have to grind it out. Do you know what I mean? I think like Decore and that put in such a shift, man. They worked hard for that win. Ghana, some people had a real good game.
Well, before we leave, I just wanted to let you guys know the 2023 calendar year Premier League table. City are still on top with 71 points. Arsenal are second with 55. Liverpool, what are you laughing for?
Because Steve's confused about why it's relevant to you. I can already see his mind just working.
Liverpool are third. You know what? I think it's interesting. If you go all the way down to Man United are 6th.
What a fucking trophy for Arsenal.
You know what's mad though, yeah? They're actually only 3 points behind Arsenal in the calendar year.
Arsenal used to roll these things out all the time. You were mega from January to December, but didn't win anything. And that's just because you can't do it under pressures on yours 93% of the time.
So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. I appreciate you. Ash, thank you very much, bro, man.
What's up, man, bro?
It's always good. It's always good to...
What are we talking about Thursday now, then, if we've covered all this here now?
None of this.
Yeah. Aliens.
Yeah.
Tweet us with your questions. We'll get weird. We had to keep it together, didn't we? Because we had Dino in that week.
Yeah, but we ain't got no one in this week, so we can still talk about what we want.
Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We will be back soon. Peace. Ste Ash, it's that time of the week again, and we have our LiveScore 6 predictions to do this weekend. Last week, we got 2 correct scores and 2 correct results, which is another £150 for our charity. And now we have accumulated £450. Here are the 6 games this week. What are we thinking? Bournemouth versus Arsenal.
We have to agree on this, yeah?
Yeah, come on, man. It's an Arsenal win, innit? Come on.
No, we all agree, but
2-1. 2-1 Arsenal.
We was going to...
I'm being real here. We need to sort some money out for this charity because I'm embarrassed. So
2-1 Arsenal. 2-1 Arsenal.
I think 2-0. I think 2-0.
2-0. 2-0 Arsenal. 2-0.
Yeah, I'm going 2-0
Arsenal. Well. Okay. Everton versus Luton.
Oh my God. Is anyone going to watch that game? Honestly, that is like...
Can we show some respect, please?
Nah,
I'll show respect when them 2 teams respect themselves enough.
You know what I mean?
Because they have stanked the place out.
Nah, Everton win at home.
I mean, they should.
Yeah. What? 1-0?
Have they got more than one in them?
It's got to be 1-0 because
2-1 because defensively they're garbage. Yeah.
So 2-1, 2-1. Man United versus Crystal Palace. Oh my days, Steve! It's a mad one, you know.
Why are you looking like that?
If we get some players back this week, but we've got 2 games this week. We play Palace tomorrow night as well. 2-0 United.
I'll give you that one.
I can go with that.
2-0 United. Wolves versus Man City.
6-1 City.
No.
6-0 City?
4-0.
4-0 City.
4-0.
All right, let's go for 4-0 City.
So easy for him at the minute, though, isn't it?
Spurs versus Liverpool. Ooh. That's a 2-2 draw there.
No, that's 3-1 Spurs.
You reckon? No way. Seriously.
We have to agree on this.
But we have to agree on this now, Steve. You got to come down to our level on this one.
Why?
You have to.
You need to show Spurs some respect just because you hurt me because they bopped you around.
Yeah, but Liverpool are not exactly rubbish, are they?
I don't know. Liverpool were very, very lucky. They should have been a penalty.
Yeah.
3-1 Spurs.
2. We got to agree, mate. Come on.
I'm with Joel.
What do you think?
Yeah.
I think that's a draw.
That's a draw. 2-2.
Right, so 2 of you think a draw, so we'll go 2-1 then.
No,
Spurs.
just pick something, Steve, so we can agree quickly.
Remember, you just said we're trying to get money for charity. So
2-2.
I'm not having that Spurs aren't beating Liverpool this weekend.
Steve, we ain't got time.
We'll go with you then and be wrong.
Okay, cool. 2-1. Forest against Brentford. Forest look all right.
I'll still say that's a 2-2 draw there, you know.
No, Brentford started real
Steve,
well.
you might as well just flip and do it yourself, mate, because you ain't agreeing with anything.
Well, I'm trying to get the charity some money. Unlike your lot.
Go on. I'm going draw as well. I'll take that. I don't think Brentford win.
2-2 draw.
Right, fine. What are we doing then? Because I don't know what the hell.
Enter by 3 p.m. on Saturday, the 30th of September for a chance to win. 18 plus, UK and Ireland only. Full T's and C's apply.